Well, hello, you glorious people of the interwebs, and welcome back to Red Dead Online. Today, it's another pod-style video, where we discuss Red Dead Online updates, the future, community sentiment, and things that Rockstar may be announcing soon, like the PC version, the next GTA 6, or even fully 2. So I hope you all enjoy this video. We're just going to be kind of farming up stuff, leveling up, and getting things ready for live streams. So if you don't want to watch the actual episode and you want to sit back and just listen, feel free to, because there's not going to be anything terribly interesting happening on the screen. But you guys seem to really like the last pod-style video we did, so I decided to do another one. Now, yesterday was Tuesday, and we had a new Red Dead Online update, and it's both good and bad. I guess not necessarily bad. Any new content, I guess, isn't going to be terrible, but the new game mode is a bit lackluster. They've been doing really, really well with the game modes recently, and then this one was just a little bit of a step back, I think. It definitely had a lot of potential, but limiting it to only 4v4 makes it feel really empty. Although it does add that whole suspense factor of trying to figure out where people are going and trying to create a strategy, but more often than not, it's just a bunch of people running around with no strategy whatsoever, and it just kind of ends up being really boring. And I feel like that's kind of unfortunate, because Rockstar, quite frankly, has been doing really, really well the past few weeks with all these updates, and I was really hoping they were going to keep that really nice momentum with a nice new game mode. And I've mentioned many times in the past that Red Dead Online is not going to succeed solely on game modes. And the nice thing is that Rockstar, I believe, is starting to realize that, and they're leaning more towards this RP-style gameplay and putting more things in free roam. We're going to be getting jobs this summer. I'm really hoping it's going to be late June, early July. I really hope they don't push it out all the way to August to capitalize on the momentum. That way we keep players playing. Because at the end of the day, we love this game. We plow through content too fast. That's because we enjoy playing it when there is new content to play. And that's perfectly fine, I think. But the other thing that I'm really concerned about is the free roam events. The new free roam event, I've been trying to get access to it since yesterday morning, since 7 a.m. yesterday. I have not seen it pop up once. And I think that's really unfortunate that when you create new content that you literally... It's like RNG to be able to get access to it, and I think that's really unfortunate for a potentially fun game mode. I've heard mixed things about it. Some people said it was a lot of fun. Some people said it was a little too much, like there's just too many people in a small area with too many animals. But I haven't gotten to experience it for myself, and I think that's one of the issues with the free roam events is... more often than not, you have to be staying in free roam and not doing the other half of the game to get access to it. And then, if you are in free roam, there's a solid chance that you skipping out and doing other things like missions and game modes and stuff like that you won't even get the free roam mission that you want. And I think it's just really unfortunate, and they really need to think of a better way of doing it. Maybe allowing people the chance to queue up a free roam event to bring people from the session into one, I think would be nice. There's got to be a way to allow people to experience the free roam events without having to wait 10 or more hours. Like the fishing free roam event, I didn't get that until 3 days ago. So from when it released until 3 days ago was the first time I saw that free roam event. So what is that, 3 months since that came out or something like that? That is way too long to have somebody not be able to experience content that you add to the game. And it's solely due to the fact that I believe it's random of what mission you get. I get Fool's Gold a couple times in a row, but I can't get the hunting one. I think that's a major issue. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Because I don't want to wait 3 months before I can actually finally make a video or even be able to play the new hunting free roam challenge. And I stand by my statement in a previous video where I said the free roam events really need to be this thing that happens actually within the world without having to go through a loading screen to access it. If it's a fishing challenge, put something on the map, have it basically pop up on your map no matter where you are, that there's an event going on at this lake or this river, and to head there, and you have a couple minutes to get there before it starts, and if you get there, then you're in it, and if you don't, then you don't. You can have the option to like fast travel to it, like to pay to fast travel to it or something like that. There's a bunch of different ways to implement it to make it a little bit more user-friendly. Because right now, like especially with issues with getting people in posses, having to go through loading screens when you're playing with friends or loading screens in general is a little bit of a nightmare. And I think the free roam events can be a lot better if done just a little bit more user-friendly. If anybody knows any kind of trick to get free roam event invites, I've heard that fishing helps, and many people have said they're on 45-minute timers, but that does not seem to be the case for me. There was like 2 hours yesterday where I didn't get a single free roam invite, so I have no idea what that was all about. And there's definitely not one at like 12:45, unless the issue is if you're in like a mission, then you just don't get the one for that hour, which is dumb. So, yeah, lots of issues with free roam events, and hopefully that gets fixed in the short term. I don't know if they actually think there's issues with it or not, but personally I do think there are some issues with it. But it seems like they're going to stick with this kind of style that they're going with, and maybe it won't be so bad when there's a lot more. Does that guy have armor? He's got a can on his head. What? Or is it just a really funky hat? I have no idea. Pretty sure that guy had armor. Or he had that crazy raccoon hat from hell. Maybe. I guess that could be what it is. Now we're doing another issue I have is the stranger missions. Now they've increased the payouts on stranger missions across the board, which I think is absolutely amazing. And I haven't expressed this before, that I feel like the faster you do something, the more you should be rewarded for it. Because quite frankly, you're not going to reward somebody in real life for doing something slow. You're not going to reward somebody more for doing something slow in real life. And why should that be the same way in the game? You should be able to create a system where you can do things quickly if you so desire, or you can do it slowly if you really want to. But I have created methods for doing these little stranger missions slowly and benefiting from it by hunting. But in some particular areas, there's just no animals to hunt, and there's really no reason to be sitting around just so you can get a little bit more XP, gold, and money. So hopefully they do a little bit more working with that. Maybe if you do it super duper quickly, you get the maximum bonus, and then it goes down to like medium where you get like a medium bonus, and then if you do it super super slow, you get the high bonus again. I don't know. There's got to be some way to appease both sides of the coin. I don't know. But jobs, very exciting stuff, and as I've mentioned before, that Rockstar is kind of leaning towards this more RP style content, and I think this is all coming from the success that GTA RP has had. I mean, right now GTA it's in the top 3 pretty much at all times for views on Twitch. It's been one of the top 5 selling games for a very long time, and it's selling even more copies now because of how successful GTA RP is, which is a community-made content. It's not even something that Rockstar themselves created. And it's this thing where you can create your own life inside of a game. And a lot of the things that they've been saying is really leaning towards this, hey, you can create your own life in Red Dead Redemption 2 now. You know, build up your career as a bounty hunter where you start off, you know, just hunting small little bounties, eventually working up to maybe becoming like a sheriff of a town. And you're creating the storyline for your character. And I think this is all stemming from the success of GTA 5 RP. And if they really start leaning towards the whole RP side and getting it to similar to the way you could play like GTA RP, but in the Red Dead Redemption 2 universe, the game has substantial amounts of potential. Unfortunately, the downside is there's no way to make private lobbies and stuff like that, so you can actually make your own, like, you know, RPing community that can play together all the time. So you're never going to have that same experience that you can get in GTA RP. But at least we can get kind of close. Unfortunately, the positive parts of GTA RP is that all the invites to the server are audited and trolls are kicked, and you have this environment where people are actually role-playing. With Red Dead Redemption 2, you'll never have that, because even just before recording this episode, I was just hanging out near Tubby McTubberson's, you know, the Aberdeen pig farm, and some just little kid decided it'd be fun to shoot me in the face. No provocation at all. But then I gladly spent the next 10 minutes of my life repeatedly murdering him until they left the server. And that's not something I thoroughly enjoy doing, but when somebody does that, it's just, you know, I'm gonna try and get you off the server to make it better for other people. And that's the same thing that they do for GTRP. You know, if you find a troll, they just literally just remove them. And that's just something we're never gonna have happen in Red Dead Redemption 2 without private lobbies, which is a little disheartening. Right now, we're waiting for the timer to get down to 10 minutes. If you're wondering why we're not turning it in right now, because you can maximize your rewards if, well, technically the very max rewards will be within the last 30 seconds. You can get a high amount of XP and money, but not the maximum amount of gold by handing in at the 50% of the timer. So you have to waste a little bit of time. And if you're in the swamp area, this is great, because there's so many things to kill in the swamp for tons of XP and money that it's actually substantially beneficial to do it in the swamp. Out here, in the middle of nowhere, there's not a lot of animals. Obviously, we got a couple here, but it's not going to be extremely lucrative, and for some reason I can't seem to keep up with them because my horse doesn't like snow. But yeah, I definitely want to see Rockstar moving towards farther away from these game modes. Although game modes like Overrun, I loved Overrun. That was probably my favorite game mode so far, and I'd love to see Rockstar allow us to make our own playlist for game modes, because you know, there's a lot of bad game modes, and I don't want to have to be forced to play through those to get to the ones that I want. I want to be able to make a playlist of the really good game modes, and then we can kind of go from there. The Corgi puppies decided it would be a fun idea to wrestle just outside my door, so I had to pause for a second to fix that issue. But all in all, I do have very, very high hopes for Red Dead Online going into the future, and I do believe that Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC is going to be coming out probably sooner than we think. Some people might be thinking that it's going to be coming out very soon. But I do have a feeling that around E3, I don't think they're going to have anything at E3, but around E3 we're probably going to get an announcement for Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, which is going to be huge. Like, when people love a game, the modders, oh, not yet, don't turn it in yet, we're closer than I thought. Like, the modding community just goes insane and will make a game live far longer than it ever would have without modders. Like, it's just the potential for modding in Red Dead Redemption 2 and creating like a GTRP mod just like Grand Theft Auto is huge, and could potentially be one of the most successful like RP things in the history of RP things. And I'm really excited about the potentiality for that. Let's see how much money we actually got now that all the bonuses are gone for the week. And if you guys are wondering, last week the payouts were so much higher because there was that 25% increase to like literally everything in the game. But Sadie Adler still gives 0.4 gold bars, 23 doll hairs, and 525 XP, turning in at the 50% mark. You'll get more. You'll get a little bit more XP, a little bit more gold, and a little bit more money. Well, you get if you do it at the 30-second mark, but the 50% line seems to be like the sweet spot for getting things done effectively, because a lot of these have like 20-minute timers, and that's just a little too much time to be waiting around, especially in an area where you can't hunt. If you can do a lot of hunting in the area, then that timer isn't so bad, but definitely up to like near Coulter. If you're down near the swamps, definitely burn that timer down hunting, you know, rare birds, gators and stuff like that, because each gator kill gives 15 XP, each bird gives 10. So you could rack up like 1,000 or more XP easily just by killing various things, and then obviously you get tons of money by skinning them. Make sure you put your horse on top of the carcasses and stuff like that, because that will drastically increase the speed at which you can harvest stuff. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to use your time when burning through the stranger mission timers. This is why hunting down here is so amazing. Not necessarily hunting, but doing stranger missions in this particular spot, because there's a ton of XP. Not a lot of money there, but enough XP, because you get 10 per kill. Oh, Elgato, why do you screw me in the booty hole like this? Well, there would have been a ton of XP there if I could shoot and Elgato didn't black screen on me. Because when Elgato does that, my screen goes black as well. So, GG, Elgato. I'm going to switch to Nvidia, I think. Or not Nvidia. There's another capture card thing that I'm going to be switching to very soon. But now to get to the really good stuff. we did have a version update to 1.1 yesterday, which it wasn't a large update, but it did significantly improve the success rate at accepting stranger missions. Hello birds, as well as server stability. Now, this could be two different things, because I play on the PlayStation, and I did not start getting disconnected until late last night, and I assume that was when people were getting home, so I don't know if they necessarily fixed the server disconnects. I've not gotten any blue screens, but I have been disconnected at various times, and it's usually within loading screens. Now, I don't know if they actually managed to fix things, or it's because the PlayStation Plus everyone gets to play for free deal that they had until the 27th, because basically servers drastically improved right after basically everyone was not able to play for free anymore. So that could have played a massive part in it, so the servers very well could not be fixed. It's just the fact that there's significantly less people playing because they can't play for free now. So I have no idea what side of the coin that lands on. I'm really hoping that they actually fixed it and it's not just the fact that less people are playing now, because that would be it's probably a little bit of both, honestly. But the game in general, at least before 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is running like a dream for me. I'd never get disconnected, never get any blue screens. But at the very least, they have fixed the blue screens, but the disconnections still seem to be prevalent at peak playtimes. At least on the PlayStation. I don't know about Xbox. I have not been playing over there enough. Although, to my members, patrons, and sponsors out there, I am going to start trying to get our Xbox account leveled up. I really wanted to get this character into the 90s before doing that, because that way I have everything that I need unlocked, and progressing any farther past like level 94 for me is pointless. So that's why I've been waiting to get on the Xbox. So once I get to like 94, then we're going to switch to playing on the Xbox. And we'll be able to switch back and forth like every other day, so we can play with both communities. So just keep that in mind. That's the plans into the future as far as content goes, and then we'll be working on doing different jobs possibly on different platforms. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. We'll have to see how they implement the jobs and how progression through each path goes, and if it's worthwhile to be doing it on two different things, because I do have to be able to create content as well. And Elgato, I can't create content if Elgato keeps doing this, me stupid turkeys. Wow! Finally, got Dispatch Rider. Not the one. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. So maybe that 45-minute thing is true. So it's 1 p.m. and I just got an invite. Man. Now I gotta wait, what, another 15 minutes or 45 minutes or however long? I don't know. Some people have been saying it's 45 minutes. So that means I gotta wait another 45 minutes to potentially get the one free roam event that I want. Really bad system for free roam events. Hopefully it improves. Because some of the free roam events are a lot of fun. Want to be able to do them more. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more of these podcast-style videos, let me know in the comments below, or feel free to hit that like button. It's free. It can't hurt nobody, but it can help me. And if you care at all, feel free to help out a little bit. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.